Hey everybody, Zach First Night here back with another Movie Memories Monday. This one I wanted to do for a little bit. I just don't have the individual VHS or DVD release of this movie yet. I eventually will get an individual VHS release, but I do have it in the collection. I got it in this collection that I've had for quite a few years now, and then also this new one I just got from my mom, who I'm always grateful for when she gets me stuff that I really like, because I love the Christmas specials from Rankin Bass. They're some of my favorites to ever watch. Um, and this is definitely going to be for, I think this is number 108. This is going to be the 50th anniversary of my second favorite Christmas special of all time, which is The Year Without a Santa Claus. And that one is in this collection, and you can see the Santa Claus from it right here. They tried to show this one on the front, which is actually the Miser Brothers Christmas Santa. That is not The Year Without a Santa Claus. Santa Claus. This is what he looks like on this cover. I don't know why they chose to do that on this cover. And same thing with the Miser Brothers here. We got Heat Miser and Snow Miser, but these are from the new movie, which I don't think was that great. The original Heat Miser and Snow Miser and Heat Miser were much better in my opinion. But anyway, The Year Without Santa Claus was a sequel. Came out in 1974. It is now 50 years old this year. It is my second favorite of all time Christmas special, mainly due to just the story was great, the characters were amazing, the special was really well done, and then they even talk about Jesus, obviously, which is the number one reason for Christmas. It's not as apparent as the original movie, which was Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which that is a sequel of. The Year Without Santa Claus is a sequel to Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It is also voiced by Mickey Rooney, who plays Santa, yet again, but I think he actually did a much better job. I mean, I think he did a great job in the first movie, but he did an amazing job as the older version of Santa with it, like a more of like an old man voice. He does such an amazing job that I get lost in his Santa Claus. He is still my favorite Santa Claus in terms of adaptations of Santa. Without a doubt, that is to me the best version of Santa. In terms of live action, I would probably put that to two people: the guy who plays in Ernest Saves Christmas, and well, the original old guy, not the one who replaces him in Ernest Saves Christmas. But that's for a different time. And then there was the Tim Allen's Santa Claus movies. Tim Allen is a great actor, one of my favorites of all time, and he did a great Santa in the first two films. Three was mediocre, but it's still a guilty pleasure movie. It's not great, but anyway, getting back to this movie. The Year Without Santa Claus pretty much stars Mickey Rooney, my favorite Santa, and then I think her name was Shirley Booth. I think is her name. I'd have to probably do some research on that. Let's see. I think it is her name. I think her name is Shirley Booth, who plays Mrs. Claus in that. And I really like the little nicknames they give each other. Because Santa Claus calls her Ma. And I thought that's just a really neat little thing that he does with her. And she also does a little nickname as well. I'm trying to remember what it was offhand. But anyway, so Santa Claus gets sick, long story short, and he um, starts to wonder if people believe in Santa anymore. And it's due to a doctor that kind of tries to help Santa feel better. And Mrs. Claus, keeps on saying, "Oh, don't listen to him." Doesn't know what he's talking about. Then Santa's like, "Oh no, he's right, Ma." That he was starting to doubt himself. So while resting, Mrs. Claus takes upon herself to, go send two elves to Earth. Well, not Earth. They're in Earth, but I mean, down to like the United States to see if there's anyone who still believes in Santa. There's this kid who, Ignatius, I believe his name was, Iggy, and he helps Mrs. Claus and Santa about it's mainly no, not Mrs. Claus. Oh, kind of, yeah. Later on, to help people believe Santa is real, to give him a day of rest for that year, so that way he can feel better and relax. Because Iggy was starting to doubt himself as a kid, that he was thinking he's too old for Santa. And the song's music in this movie is amazing. One of my favorites is when Iggy, Santa, and Iggy's parents were in a room, in the living room, because Santa was going to find the elves and Vixen. So it's because he was still feeling sick. They offered him something to drink to help him feel better. And while in there, That's when they ask, "Do you still believe in Santa?" Like, you know, the mom and dad ask if he still believes in Santa, and and Iggy asks his mom and dad, he's like, "Oh yeah, I do." And that's when they start singing "I Believe in Santa Claus," and it's such an amazing song. And honestly, I could imagine them saying this about Jesus as well. Instead of just Santa Claus, they could reword it to "I believe in Jesus," and I can hear the words like matching so well too. They would take like a little couple words out if they want to do it that way, but still, like in my head, I think that would be a great rendition of the song that's already in the movie. But anyway, um, what was it? They also run in kind of contact with the Miser Brothers, with Vixen, the elves do. Um, I think it was Jingle. I think it was it. I'm trying to remember who it was. I'm trying to remember the names offhand. My brain is kind of blah right now because I just got done with work, haven't had dinner yet. Um, Jingle and Jangle, I believe, is their name. And they, went smack dab in between the war of Heat Miser and Snow Miser, but that's when Vixen accidentally drops them and has to go save them. But later on, Mrs. Claus comes down and tries to get snow in this town that doesn't really have snow. So they ask the Miser brothers for help on that. First they deny, and then they go to Mother Nature, and Mother Nature demands that her sons to help Mrs. Claus out and to help Santa. Obviously, at the end, Santa Claus receives a letter from a little girl who says, "I'll be blue," and that's where the song "Blue Christmas" I originally heard it from. Obviously, Elvis Presley sings it too, but this version of the song was really good. Santa cries and of happiness, like, "I can't believe how much people really care for me," and then starts to feel a lot better, saves Christmas again at the very end. It was just a very good special. If you have not seen it, it's not too expensive. You can find these sets pretty easily. They're not the cheapest in the world. I mean, the VHS version, the one I want to get, is definitely fairly cheap. You can probably find it anywhere between $5 to probably $20, depending on condition and if it's sealed. I'm looking for a sealed one if I can. I just realized I wasn't even paying attention to you. I was probably paying attention to my stuff over there. But you can find it very easily. Very good special. I just want to say happy anniversary to my second favorite Christmas movie of all time, The Year Without Santa Claus. So good. Mickey Rooney is a great Santa. Shirley Booth does a great Mrs. Claus, and the music's so good. If you have not seen it, I recommend it. If you have not seen it, especially if it's for its 50th anniversary, you can get it from these two sets here. You can also get it from individual DVDs that they have released, and they also right now in most stores have a combo pack of The Year Without Santa Claus and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I believe, in one pack. It's really worth it if you find it and watch it. It's so good. But tell me in the comments below what you guys and girls think about this video. What do you think of The Year Without Santa Claus and the Miser Brothers? But pretty much The Year Without Santa Claus is why I like it. The Miser Brothers are good, but they're not my favorite part of the movie. See you next time, and God bless.